by doing artificial insemination. Each animal giving you 10 liters per day. If you have 10 animals, they are giving you 100 liters per day. So keeping the 10 animals will not be difficult, and feeding them will not be difficult because you have a daily income. I used to ask myself that why should a poultry farmer become more richer than the cattle farmer? How many chicken will you sell to buy one cow? And today, when you look at our cattle industry, what is it that would entice the youth to go into cattle farming? We have so many challenges within the cattle industry, which is driving away the youth, even those who are within the cattle sector, whose fathers have a lot of animals, because of the farmer-header conflict and other things. They feel like no, they are a bit advanced and they cannot do that. So we think that it is a time for the Ghana livestock industry revolution. When I say revolution, we need to come together, policymakers, academia, the government, the Ghana National Association of Cattle Farmers, and all stakeholders to change the face of the livestock industry by gradual adoption of intensive and semi-intensive systems. Because you cannot grow 1,000 animals, but you don't have 100 acres. So the movement of the animals is not because they don't want to move, but it's because there are no fees. So if we can go into fees and go into animal husbandry, where we can get a lot of money, we do cross breeding, and our animals give a lot of food, then definitely everybody will go into animal husbandry. There are no problems. So it's not easier for the women to get animal husbandry. Just as the crops is very easy. You just have to put your acre is always there. It doesn't go anywhere. The cattle have to move and always have a special. So we think it is a time of the livestock revolution of Ghana. When you study the Cattle Farmers Association, we champion that cause, that we need to change the livestock because we cannot continue to be losing lives while we are doing these activities that we have to rather sustain life. Because when you are doing the livestock to sustain life, you are doing profits to sustain life. And in this process, if you are losing the same life, it simply means that you are not achieving the objective. So we think that it is a time for all our farmers to come together. It is a time for the academia. Because they value the chain between the farmers and the academia, between the farmers, the actors and the experts. The chain is breaked. The chain is breaked. And when the chain is break between the animal scientists and then the farmers, then definitely there will be a problem. Because the animal scientists will go to the policymakers and make their own case. The farmers will go and make their own case. Then the policymakers becomes confused as to which one they should follow. So today you can see that we have all the universities are represented here, especially Legon is here, KNUST is here, UCC is here. Most of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is here, Crop Directorate is here, Animal Production, Veterinary Service. So this annual event is a platform for all stakeholders to come together, look at celebrate the achievement of the livestock industry. Also look at the challenges within the industry and also propose solutions. So we believe that if the National Livestock event is being held annually, it will get to a time that we will have a solution, and each and every farmer and each and every academic will know that for Ghana this time, this is where we are going, and it is a kind of a consensus agreement. Because the livestock industry gives a lot, in terms of income generation, employment, and a lot. However, what is happening? What is happening is the conflict and other things which will not help us. So we are not to go in the favor of the crop farmers, neither should we go in the favor of the livestock farmers, but we should go in the favor of Ghana. We should go in the favor of Ghana. We need to have a sanity. We need to have a rules and regulations governing the livestock industry so that we know this can be done, this cannot be done. This is where you should go, this is where you should not go. this is how it should be done, and this is how it should not be done, so that people will be able to follow these rules and regulations. Otherwise, they will just do all the good things for 10 years, and they will just wake up one day, within just 3 days, destroy all what we have done. So the National Livestock event, which is an annual event, is going to be a platform for all key stakeholders to come on board and bring their suggestions, so that collectively we can change the face of the sector.
Yes. And our technology, as this Walker technology, can even manage the droplet size and the hanging that is going out, generating these springs. Okay? If you go back, please.
The youth are all willing to go into the livestock, but the youth are afraid of the challenges within the livestock, because definitely the livestock, system in Ghana and in the sub-Saharan Africa is about open grazing systems. And the open grazing system, the youth of today, they know what is there. So though they love the animals, they love the income generation from the animals, but they don't want to practice that open grazing, fighting with people, killing and whatever. There are so many headaches that has been caused in this process. Some farmers as well. So this is a time with at least even the president himself being a farmer, the president of the republic being a farmer, both livestock and crop. I think he will listen to us, he will listen to the academians, he will listen to stakeholders, veterinary service and everything, so that collectively we can come together and then make sure that those kind of killings, we kill the killings. We have to kill the killings. You cannot boast a success in a venture or in an institution where someone is dying. Where someone is dying, what can you showcase? And that is the reason why, even if we are showcasing 1 million, achievement, because people are dying there, no one sees that achievement. So the livestock industry have a very big offer to the nation. And the future is very bright when we get the youth, and the youth can only come in width when we have a total good animal husbandry practices. So you get a lot of milk, so you reduce the size of your animals, and then you increase more milk. You can confine them, you are trained on how to develop pastures, how to do food formulation, how to do this. This is what we are looking at. We have traveled outside the country, realized what is going on there. We can also do it here. We have all the potentials to do that.
Let me continue with where you stopped with the youth. I want to talk of the youth want to go in, as you said earlier, but the drugs, the feeding is what is stopping them, what is scaring them. You talk of the conflict, which is very true, but also think of the cost of feed, the cost of drugs is another thing.
Yeah, it is very true. It is very true. Today, when you look at the cost of feed for animals, and the animals that we have also, we are all aware that we have very small milk yields. For example, let's say average of 1 liter or 1.5 liter per animal. When you go to advanced countries, you find out that the minimum averagely is about 20 liters. So, for example, if we even drop down to 10 liters by doing artificial insemination, each animal giving you 10 liters per day. If you have 10 animals, they are giving you 100 liters per day. So keeping the 10 animals will not be difficult, and feeding them will not be difficult, because you have a daily income. I used to ask myself that why should a poultry farmer become more richer than the cattle farmer? How many chicken will you sell to buy 1 cow? That's what I'm saying. But the secret there is because they are earning daily income from the eggs. So there is daily income from the eggs. So every day they get money. Every day they get money. And for you and me, we rear the animals until the animals get up to from 2 years onwards before we can send the animal to market and sell. So definitely it's like we are eating our capital. You understand?
Yeah.
So you cannot be able to purchase the feed when you don't have the income. You know, the income generation. So it is up to the youth to come together, because there is an organization, Youth in Livestock, Youth in Livestock and Pastoralism. We have the youth wing of NACAP. We have to come together. And when we are talking about livestock, some people will sit down and be thinking that start mentioning some tribe names, mention the Fulani, mention herdsmen, mention. We need to go beyond that. There is no tribe in this country that does not that is not involved into animal rearing. No single tribe. Every tribe is involved in animal rearing. Therefore, it is not about tribe, but it's about the industry, and the industry plays. Somebody can be a Fulani by tribe, but it's not a cattle farmer. That's what I'm saying. So it is about the cattle farmers coming together and taking a decision, and then seek the support of the government, and then we improve. There are so many proposals that we have.
Okay. You being the president, you said there are so many proposals that you have. Are you also considering genetics?
Yes, genetics is the key. That is what I'm saying. If we want to change the face of the livestock industry, then it has to do with genetics, where we need good milk yielding animals, getting their semen from outside to inseminate and get what we call a crossbreed. Because only with that we can get the number of milk we are talking about. Because in terms of the size of animals, we have the big size of animals. We have them. But in terms of the milk, we have very small. You understand? So where an animal is giving you 1 liter, so what will you gain from that 1 liter to be able to buy feed and feed that animal? So we are saying that genetics is the key. It is a time for us. It is not easy to just one day wake up and then adopt the system, but it is a gradual adoption. You know, from open grazing to semi-intensive and intensive, and we do gradual adoption, not like going to create a ranch and say that come and put 10,000 animals. Meanwhile, you have not prepared for even 50 animals feed, and you just write that if I put them, I will get feed here, I will get feed there. That doesn't make sense. So we need to make sure that if you want to take care of this number of animals, then you have the feed for that number of animals. And the youth need to learn, need to train. That is why we are collaborating with the University of Ghana, with Ken University and other universities to train our youth in animal husbandry. So when they are trained in animal husbandry, they will change the livestock industry.
Last question. What is the difference between this year and last year? This is the second time.
Yeah, this
last year I was here and this year. And the agric show, how is it going to be like?
Yeah, the difference is that last year we celebrated the National Livestock Show just on its own, and this year we are doing it with partners. So you find out that it is a joint celebration, West African Agri Show and the National Livestock Day. So that is the difference between last year and this year. And this year is because we are partners already, and then they are bringing it to Ghana, and also it is our own time to celebrate. So and it is just 1 week difference. So we decided to come together and have it very big, and then celebrate both the crop and then the livestock together. So by next year, we now think about our National Livestock Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I'm really busy.